Hello everyone, I'm JJ from Group 3 and together with me is Decar, and today we are going to conduct a simple experiment. Can you say hello to them, Decar?
Thank you, JJ. Hello, everyone. For today's experiment, we are going to talk about smoking, health, and pollution, specifically cigarette smoking.
That is right, but before that, I will show you the overview of this video. Making of improvised smoking machine. Extraction of the smoke. Chemical composition of cigarette smoke. Bad effects of smoking cigarette to our health. Without further ado, let's get right into the experiment. Of course, an experiment cannot be conducted without the necessary equipment and materials. The materials we need for the improvised smoking machine are the following: clear plastic bottle, glue gun and glue stick, empty ball pen or tube, and cotton. First and foremost, we must prepare the clear plastic bottle that we will use for the experiment. We need to drill a hole in the cap large enough to fit in the cigarette and another one in the bottle's lower portion. You can make this with any tool. And as you can see, we already did it. Place the cigarette in the cap and the empty pen or tube in the lower section of the bottle after making the holes. Seal it with the glue gun.
Then, let's put some water into the bottle. Imagine we lit up the cigarette. The bottle will begin to fill with smoke as we drain the water. It's the same when we smoke cigarettes. Only the smoke from the cigarette remains after all the water has been drained. Now that the water has drained, and just the smoke remains in the container, we must remove the cap and insert the cotton to absorb the smoke. After that, the cotton ball will turn brownish in color, and the bottle will no longer be clear as it is now.
According to the World Health Organization, the tobacco epidemic is one of the biggest public health threats the world has ever faced. But how exactly do cigarettes harm us? Experts say that cigarette smoke contains over 4,000 different compounds. A significant number of them are toxic and can damage your cells. Many of them are carcinogenic or can cause cancer. But how are they able to generate such conclusions? At this point, we will be talking about some analytical procedures effective in determining the chemical composition of the typical cigarette smoke. In the 2018 study of Uchiyama et al., 3 conventional methods were recently identified to systematically collect and evaluate the common gaseous and particulate compounds from mainstream cigarette smoke, such as nicotine, tar, volatile organic compounds or VOCs, carbonyls, etc. In examining nicotine, to begin, a Cambridge filter pad would be utilized to slide the smoke in. It is next subjected to elution with 2-propanol, where a portion of the eluate is immediately exposed to a gas chromatography or flame ionization. This is where the quantification proceeds.
For carbonyls, on the other hand, like that of nicotine, are being collected by the passage of mainstream smoke into an impinger. This impinger, howbeit, ideally contains 80 or 35 ml of a 4-dinitrophenynitrazine or DNHP solution, further allowing high-performance liquid chromatography, also known as HPLC.
Lastly, in quantifying VOCs, a CFP would also come essential in serving as a passageway of the smoke right to the impinger containing 10 ml of methanol, where it would be trapped. This time, the VOC is in its vapor state, further requiring cooling to a temperature of less than -70 degrees Celsius in a dry isopropanol bath. The next step is where this impinger solution undergoes GCMS or gas chromatography mass spectrometry analysis.
Additionally, traditional analytical methods such as liquid chromatography can be associated to the determination of water-soluble portions of the smoke condensate. The process involves an aliquoting procedure where the portions are dissolved in a solution of methanol, acetone, and silicic acid. Each of the resulting pastes are added to the top of the silicic acid column, simultaneously developed in a particularly identical manner. A water aspirator with the aid of a vacuum is furtherly used to regulate the flow of solvent through the column. Primary and secondary adapters are also attached end-to-end with a stopcock placed between the bottom of the column and the vacuum line to allow uninterrupted flow of fractions through the column. Finally, these fractions are collected in flasks and concentrated in rota evaporators, eluted with ether or acetone, and used to compose the ether portion of the next liter of eluent. The resulting concentrated fractions are then combined.
The gas phase of cigarette smoke includes nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, acetaldehyde, methane, hydrogen cyanide, nitric acid, acetone, acrolein, ammonia, methanol, hydrogen sulfide, hydrocarbons, gas phase nitrosamines and carbonyl compounds. Constituents in the particulate phase include carboxylic acids, phenols, water, humectants, nicotine, terpenoids, paraffin waxes, tobacco-specific nitrosamines, PAHs, and catechol.
So let's talk about the most abundant ones: tar, nicotine, and carbon monoxide. First on the list is tar. Tar is a black, resinous material that begins to coat the teeth and gums, damaging tooth enamel and eventually causing decay. It also consists of several cancer-causing chemicals, and when a smoker inhales a cigarette smoke, 70% of the tar remains in the lungs.
Plants, such as tobacco, that are characterized by high alkaloid content often possess a natural pharmacologic defense against microorganisms, insects, and vertebrates. For example, nicotine is toxic to many insects and for many years has been extracted from tobacco to use as a commercial pesticide. Nicotine is addictive in humans because a portion of the nicotine molecule is similar to acetylcholine, an important brain neurotransmitter. Nicotine is an extremely fast-acting drug and it reaches the brain within 15 seconds of being inhaled.
Lastly, let's talk about carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas. The body finds it hard to differentiate carbon monoxide from oxygen because it has no smell or taste and absorbs into the bloodstream. If there is enough carbon monoxide around you and you inhale it, you can go into a coma and even worse, die. Carbon monoxide decreases muscle and heart function, and it also causes fatigue, weakness, and dizziness.
There's no way around it. Smoking is bad for your health. It harms nearly every organ of the body and some that you would not expect. Your smoke is also bad for other people. They breathe in the secondhand smoke and can get as many health problems as you do. Remember, there is no safe level of tobacco use. Smoking even just one cigarette per day over a lifetime can cause smoking-related cancers and premature death. Life is beautiful, so why smoke and make it regretful?
That's it for today's video. Always remember that there is only one thing that should be going in our lungs, and that is clean air. We hope you guys learned something, and please quit smoking, because the earlier you quit, the greater the benefit. Thank you. Bye!